Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to this week's edition of Sunday Morning Coffee with Caryn. Hi everyone, Facebook, I'm trying to adjust Instagram right here. Okay, hello, hi everyone, welcome. So today's topic is one that's pretty near and dear to my heart. It's about how hippies, ravers, and revolutionaries are going to be the next global leaders. So many of you know that I am very metaphysically based in my practices. So if I say things like light grid or global consciousness, what I'm talking about is the thought forms that are just everywhere, like the globally accepted thoughts that everyone, pretty much anywhere, despite your race, ethnicity, culture, anything, like we have certain values and mores that we have as humans, just as humans, not each individual culture, just like as humans. Like, for example, we are a species that works best with stories. So telling stories is such an important part of our cultures. Doesn't matter what culture you're in, you have stories that have been passed down. It's because of the way that our brain works. So a lot of what I teach with metaphysics, because I have neuroscience that could back up everything, quantum mechanics, as a very logical, literal based person coming from the anatomical world, being a body worker who specializes in deep structural realignment. So not your fluff and buff Swedish massage therapist over here. Really deep work to get your bones realigned, your spine, your gut, everything put back into that homeostasis space. And then also being trained in Eastern modality and energy modalities, it was not a very hard jump for me to go from being that literal logical person who understood everything to being the metaphysical badass dragon doula that I am now, who knows what I'm speaking of, and I'm able to channel it, and I don't need your validation or any of that. You are grown humans who are capable of using the internet and your own resources to verify what I say, but most people who come in contact with me, they don't need to verify it because they can feel it. You feel it in your body. The way that I work, just even speaking, the frequency of my voice has been completely coded and toned so that those who are ready to hear my message will get a visceral reaction while listening to me speak. So, speaking of dragons, let's start today with some dragon cards, shall we? I tend to usually end the day with them, but today they were like, come pull me. So here's one. And good morning, Christina. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Brianna, Marina. Oh, hey, Marina. Okay. I think there's one more. So dragons, like why dragons? Why, Caryn? Why? So dragons are the perfect quintessential, like they are the world's they are the universe's toddlers. So their will is actually fully and completely fused to the divine will of source. So lots of people think that angels and dragons and unicorns and fairies don't have any free will. Happy Sunday, Marina. Yes, I'm Marina's Sunday morning pastor. It's so awesome. So, lots of people actually. I love it. I love it. So, before I start, dragons are, their will is unified to divine will, meaning that they haven't, hey Rose, hi everyone. They have not, angels, dragons, fairies, unicorns, all of them have made the free will choice to completely merge their own free will choice with source's will. So the divine will of source is what angels and dragons and fairies and unicorns choose to play out, okay? So I want you to really understand that. When I talk about you are becoming a dragon, that human beings are finally remembering the fullness of our strength, that we really are gods, that we really are here just playing a game in the multiverse, you have to remember your unified will eventually be completely merged and coalesced with divine will. and your creations will happen almost instantaneously. Like, you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, my favorite thing is to do what? Cupcake. Oh my god, it's like, it's really getting heavier, and now I can start seeing the outline of a cupcake. Guys, this is such a fun, you can do this with your kids. But there are people in the world, even now, but a lot more back in the day, that could say cupcake, and a cupcake would just manifest in their hand, would just, because they were so connected to all of the information, all of the atoms, all of the air. It's like, if you've ever done hallucinogens, that is how our ancestors who were really connected to magic, that's just how they interacted with nature always. Um, and then they would take, they would then take the plant medicine to go even deeper. So if you think about, well, we take plant medicine and we go pretty far. What if that was our normal? And then we took the plant medicine to go even further into consciousness. I was talking about this in one of the live streams. I don't remember where, but we have access to like 400 billion bits of information that's just like flying through the air at all times. But even the most enlightened of us are only really taking in maybe 11 bits. Okay, that's like 400 billion, and you're taking in 11. And that's if you've done a lot of mindfulness and a lot of meditation. The average person, the ones ripping toilet paper down off the walls right now, they're only bringing in 3 to 4 bits of information at a time out of everything that's actually available to you. So a lot of you guys have messaged me like, what is going on? I feel like I am on acid right now. My hearing is stronger. It's because your dragon energy is being called forth with everything that's going on right now with the virus, okay? The first dragon that came up was the Syrian dragon. So this is hilariously awesome for me. Green gold dragon from Sirius. So if any of you guys have ever connected with your star families and you have star beings that come from Sirius, I want to try to get, it's not like, it's not showing it, but this is like, it's not just a ball, it's actually like the earth. It's actually the earth there. Maybe if I angle it down. It's the earth wrapped in her smoke. Okay. And the gold dragons from Sirius bring universal knowledge. So it's a universal knowledge. So the reason why the Syrians are such close, people from the Syrian Star Nation are so close to us right now, is because their planet of Karnak that we associate, we just say the Syrian Star Nation, but that's actually the star that they are associated with. Their actual planet is called Karnak, and it is a planet that circles this sun. You're from Aziz. That's awesome. Amy, have you done your soul realignment? My soul's from Spica. So like I asked, if you've ever had soul realignment, you will know where your soul like originally first ever was birthed. But in Sirius, you could have lived plenty of incarnations there. Green Tara here on Earth, she was a golden dragon leader, golden dragon teacher on Karnak during its ascension. So Karnak is a twin sister to Gaia, meaning that they too went through generations and generation of choosing war and pain and suffering and greed and all of these things, and then eventually when they pretty much tore their whole fucking planet apart, lots of stuff started shifting really quickly, and the new golden age of miracles came, and more teachers. They were being born awake already. So many, you guys have been hearing me for a couple of years now. Our children are more sensitive to energy vibrations. We have more children being diagnosed with ADD and ADHD and Asperger's and autism and all this stuff. And it's because they didn't pass through the veil of forgetfulness that the rest of us did. After 2012, that veil doesn't exist anymore. So babies born after 2012 are born remembering that they're gods, and then we try to teach them that they're not. And so they act weird. No, they contacted me through text. Yes, that is amazing. Oh, Amy, we have so much to talk about. Yeah, so you can know where your star families are from. These are things. So why Hippie Ravers and Revolutionaries are the next global leaders is because we already talk this way. It's already a normal part of our vernacular to talk about plant medicine because we understand that plant medicine is plant medicine and not synthetically made chemical to pad the pocketbooks of a few and kill millions. cannabis, okay? Like, as far as I know, nobody's ever died from cannabis. I don't think anyone's died from, like, I don't know if you can overdose on psilocybin. Like, I haven't done a ton of research on it, but I know lots of people who, like, they microdose on mushrooms all day long. They literally have little capsules of ground up mushrooms that they're just popping one or two, just again to stay right up here. It's also why you hear people, once they start really getting to a higher level where their business is flourishing, their cause is flourishing, their music is flourishing, whatever it is that they're really passionate about is really flourishing, they tend to say that the air is easier to breathe, like it's clearer up here, because there's less people who have made it that far. So the green gold dragon from Sirius is really telling you to learn about spiritual technology and to be a transmitter of sacred knowledge. This is straight up calling out all of the light workers, dart workers, metaphysicians, conscious workers, DNA activators. What other things do you call yourselves? Witches, wizards, oracles. We all have names. Psychics. This is what I do. My whole purpose is to help be this dragon, blowing all of the knowledge onto Earth and waking up all the rest of the dragons. So here we move over here to the blue dragon, aquamarine green dragon from Neptune. Yes. Yes, if you guys are getting this message, I created a group. It's called Fearlessly Authentic Leaders. It is for you. It is for those light workers, all the things that I just said, who are ready to get out of our own box and start talking to the world, who you're ready to get onto the stage at TEDx, even though you're not supposed to talk about all the metaphysicals, blah, 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 and start talking about your leadership and then drop the word dragon like 15 times during your talk. It is becoming normal. It's totally normal to think about magic. Even now, with everything going on with COVID-19, there is one really big polarity of people terrified, another really big polarity of people calling it a hoax, and then there's all of us in the middle that are like, just be smart. Like, have some sense. Make sure your family's being fed, wash your hands, pray, meditate, work on your own DNA, look at this opportunity for us to slow down. Like, I'm excited. My yard is going to look fucking phenomenal because my husband is off work for the next 3 weeks. So he's working from home, but he can still come and play. Like, it's going to be great. And for me also, I've been wanting Ryan to not work. Like, my goal this year is to retire my husband. So for him to be home is just like helping me to know what that feels like, right? So I'm just trying to see the sunny side. It's really this. It's my spiritual knowledge of knowing that I lived generations or lifetimes on Karnak during its ascension process. And so I already have all that knowledge to come back now to here. So hippies, I tend to just like put you all in the category of the older light workers, right? You listen to the Beatles, you were at Woodstock. You love Willie Nelson, probably smoking weed, burning bras. Okay, yeah, it's very, I'm speaking all the cliches and all that, but it's because when I start calling out the older generation or the baby boomers, I always inevitably have one or two people being like, hey, not all of us, some of us were at Woodstock, some of us know what the fuck's up. So I wanted to make sure you guys realize that I see you, I know you, I was you. Like, I'm still not convinced that I didn't like get like killed during one of the civil rights, like one of my lifetimes. That's crazy. It's literally downloading right now. One of my most recent lifetime, I was a black woman who was killed during one of those boycotts. Holy shit. Woo. So this is normal for a lot of us, right? It's really normal to be just talking and remembering and knowing. So there, again, that's the difference between the human, your current lifetime's human need to understand versus your soul's knowing of what happened, right? Oh my God, microdosing healed me in so many ways. I used it temporarily, but yeah, Marina, a lot of people are. Did you know Elon Musk has probably spent more on shamans and psychoactive drugs and all of that than he ever spent on like a business coach? It's because a lot of people, they need that to get past their trauma, to allow their consciousness to like just open up a little bit. So it's really, I'm not a doctor. I'm not recommending anybody do this, but lots of people who find me have done lots of ayahuasca ceremonies, lots of psilocybin ceremonies, have dropped acid many times in their life, use cannabis on a regular basis, all these things because it just helps you um, pull back that veil again, the veil, right? So if you were the closer you were born to 2012, the thinner the veil was, right? So a lot of us. So let's move into the ravers. Who are the ravers? What are the ravers? I am a raver. So I am a raver. I'm a hippie, like barefoot hippie, full on. But I used to go to raves and listen to electronic dance music. I still listen to electronic dance music all the time. I have a tattoo on my wrist. P.L.U.R, peace, love, unity, respect, right here. So that's what P.L.U.R is. We're gonna get. Oh, you guys can't even fucking see it. All right, there. Um, peace, love, unity, and respect is that is what enables you to connect to this. When you are in peace with yourself, in your own story. Remember, humans have a story. We each have our own story that we're speaking, our own authentic truth. Um, and then you love yourself. You can look in the mirror and clearly, with no makeup on, no clothes on, say, I fucking love you as you are right now in this moment. Unity with your oversoul, okay? This isn't the unity like all of us are one, because that's Shiva. We're all one. Okay, we can just agree that we're all one. It's the Shakti, the individuation of form, the variations of form that we are trying to unite with ourselves. Because yeah, we're all one in the universe, blah 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 blah. But can you unify yourself to your other lifetimes, to your grounder mission, to your dragons, to your godlike state in which you chose to incarnate here in duality? And then respect, which is respecting the whole process. Other people who don't understand what's going on, those who might be further along the path than you, and yourself. Respecting your own journey, that it is unfolding how you want it, how it was meant to. That's what this dragon is saying. So we're all here. We've all been awoken in the last literally week since I talked to you all last week. So I'm paying attention. If you guys have been with me for the last couple of weeks, you know that I've been predicting a lot of this crazy. We're here. We're all like remembering. We're like, I've been blowing this smoke. A lot of us have been blowing, like, you've been thinking I've been blowing smoke, and now here it is. Like, oh, actually, it's that like Florian air with a little bit of opium in it. Like, oh yeah, hold on. I remember things. I remember my past lives. I remember my previous incarnations on other planets. That's where this aquamarine dragon, he says, enables you to access your deepest soul wisdom. Spirituality and wisdom are available to you. Develop your psychic abilities and receive ineffable soul knowledge. This again is the dragons coming through. I posted yesterday. They are dissolving the old paradigm. They are just dissolving the old paradigm. And when I work with clients, I teach them a new way of cord cutting that hasn't been taught before, where we actually incinerate our cords and we watch the sparks fly back as neutral energy into the ether. And then we're able to pull neutral energy from the ether that other people have cleansed, right? So you clear the abusive relationship with your boyfriend. Well, you just sent all that energy into the ether, and it's mostly untapped. It's just, again, those 4 billion bits. A lot of those bits are cleared energy that nobody's touching because they don't know how to neutralize it before they get, like, they're empathic and they're like, oh, that's kind of funky energy. You are a sieve. You are a god. You can just use that energy yourself, and it doesn't need to have any of the emotional connotations that were with it when whoever released it. That's soul knowledge again, guys. I teach you how to remember things so you don't have to learn them all brand new in this lifetime. We spend a lot of time in the astral plane. We spend a lot of time channeling like those psychic abilities to really strengthen your channel so that you can expand. So you're not just like, I'm this channel, I'm so amazing, I understand how it, like I understand how my life works right now. And then an expansion happens, and instead of being able to expand and keep yourself stable, you expand and you crack and then you collapse. And those are those of you who are having like 20K days followed by immediately getting sued or enrolling with an amazing coach and within 3 weeks realizing that you know more than them and being too afraid to try to get out of the contract, or saying to everyone that you know that you want to be the next like rocks, you want to be the lead singer of the next Beatles, and yet all you ever do is talk to like the same 200 people about what a badass oracle you are. Like you're not actually like staying congruent. You don't have a unified will within your own self. So how are you ever going to connect it to the unified divine will? So as a dragon, you have to have a unified will within yourself, and then you become this impenetrable, ineffable fucking monster, right? We look monstrous to other people. I sound like a cold-hearted monster to a lot of people when I speak, except for the people who know on a level where I'm at, right? These comments. I'm what? Hold on. Me, been getting that message too. Chills right now. Great. Microdosing, but yeah. My gifts started coming through when I was a teen, channel like crazy, was reading books and being a cosmic DJ. I remember Cosmic DJ. Fuck yeah, like the vocaling. I remember. Drowned my gifts for about 7 years in parties, and now I'm back. Yeah, so that's the thing. We have so much shame. There are so many lifetimes where we were locked in the loony bin, when we were burned as witches at the stake, when we were completely like cut off from our families. We still hear about it nowadays. And then there's also the healer's wound, where we're supposed to not charge for our gifts. There's just a whole lot of stuff, guys, that we were taught that literally this, like, as of this week, it's brand new. We are literally in dissolving phase. So alchemically, solvate et coagula is what alchemists used to use to turn lead into gold or water into wine, using the Philosopher's Stone. So I'm not going to go super deep into this. Caryn Elliott, she has been talking a lot about it, so it's been like making a lot of sense to me. But essentially, when you become super conscious, when you have your unconscious thoughts and your conscious thoughts unify together, you become a Philosopher's Stone, meaning you can turn lead, your shitty situations, into gold, your super profitable spiritual empire, right? Through you, through the work that you're doing, the inner work. Like everyone says in this business, it's 80% inner work, 20% marketing, right? I would say more people than not are doing the opposite, where they're doing 80% marketing because they're afraid to do the inner work, and they're only doing 20% of the inner work. That's why working with me is super fun, because it doesn't seem like you're doing 80% of the work. 'Cause we're singing, we're playing, we're doing all sorts of very childlike, very toddler-esque things, because dragons are giant toddlers, to be honest. They have the unified will with source, like a toddler has to be in unification with their parents most of the time. But if a child wants to go build a tower, if a dragon wants to go build a whole new fucking galaxy, source doesn't need to like okay it, right? Like, doesn't need to go check it off for them. Just like I don't need to go check off that my daughter wants to go build a tower. And if the dragon decides to destroy something, you know, it's probably, source is such a big thing, it probably is actually somehow divinely connected there. But they have, their will is their own. They value something, they create it. They value something, they create it. They don't value something, they destroy it. And that's how a toddler is. Yeah, so that's where we are. We are literally right now in the middle of all of this stuff. Hippies, Ravers, Revolutionaries. We are the ones who get it. We get it. I can talk to you about all of this and you guys are like, oh shit, I got chills, holy crap, hearts are going off, praising, crowns, all of it. Raving Queen, see? Yeah, Antonia. Fuck yeah. Aquamarine coming super hot. Yes, the Aquamarine dragon is also seahorses, so if you guys have ever been connected to seahorses are that same dragon, so like go hang out at the aquarium. Hey Chase. So great. Hey everybody on Instagram. So, so revolutionary. So so you would think, okay, well, hippies and ravers, they kind of are revolutionaries, right? There's all of those people who found the path that they're on without going so far out of the box, right? They maybe have never used plant medicine. Maybe they were addicts for a while, so they might never use them, but they have found meditation and mindfulness. I would say there's a lot of people in the world that were able to still break the chains of society without perhaps going so far as becoming like when I was a raver, when I was raving and would be like, yeah, I'm a raver, everyone just assumed that I was like an ecstasy addict. First of all, it's like super hard to get addicted to MDMA, but that I was just going to the parties every weekend to do drugs and get all sweaty and gross and whatever the fuck. Which is not it. For me, it was really a community, and for me, it was also about feeling the music in my body, letting that vibrate through, being able to dress however I wanted with these fluffy fucking things on my legs, and like it was a very awesome time for me as a new adult to break out of a lot of the very upper cuff, upper collar sort of stuff that I learned from my parents. They're middle class people, but they're also very what would the word, if you were a hippie back in the day, then you would have been a square, right? Like very square. Okay, you know, I love them to death, but I know that neither of them have ever used cannabis. This live stream, if they watch it, might be the first time they ever learned that I've used hallucinogens. Um, yeah. So the last dragon that's coming through with this whole revolutionary thing is Thor's red, black, and gold dragon. This dragon is the overlighting master for our, along with the golden solar dragon, is for the fearlessly authentic leadership group. So he is for times of rapid transformation. You see the fucking fire breath coming off of this guy. Protects you in times of change. A time of rapid transition and transformation. Relax, you are safe. So here's my message for all of you that are like, so I'm not really freaking out and I feel like I'm a leader, but if I were to take what I'm saying out of Facebook land, I wouldn't be able to, right? So this talking that I'm doing right now, I've given similar talks to groups of people that were not expecting to learn about star seeds or inner earth people or dragons when I was speaking, because I've learned that my medicine is my medicine. I am who I am, where I am, wherever I am, with whoever I am. I don't know how to be different. And the weird thing is that how I am now is exactly the way that I tried to fight for so many years. It was bad that I was a bossy bitch. It was bad that I had so many different points of view. It was bad that I was so intelligent and so worldly. It was bad that I was very spiritually connected and very connected to nature and a barefoot hippie. And it was bad that I had experimented with any of that stuff. It was bad that I had, strong female, like, roar, fucking lioness. It was bad that I was a chameleon, that I very easily can go into one group and the next and the next. So all of these things that society is all like, oh, that's manipulation, that's gaslighting, that's you're being bossy, you're being manipulative, you're doing all these things because I was already outside the box. I was born outside the box. And society kept trying to put me in boxes. And every time that I tried to put myself into a box, I felt trapped and caged. Until eventually I realized that it's not a box. It's a fucking Merkabah star. And I just get to like create and move and bring up and bring down. And it's just this perfectly balanced game. And then you have also astrology playing into that, where I'm a Leo sun and a Libra moon, which means that I'm always constantly trying to balance the fire with my rising sign, which is Aquarius. So I have a rising sign of Aquarius. We're in the age of Aquarius. Saturn is about to go into Aquarius, which is crazy, because that's the overlighting for spiritual change. A lot of people who have Aquarius in their signs, in their planets right now, are going to start getting really activated during the next couple of weeks, because we are in the age of Aquarius. We are in this age of rapid transformation. We're like being cleansed. So that's why these aquamarine dragons are coming up from Neptune. We are being cleansed and pushed through this giant transformative, like, wormhole, if you want to call it that. Dragons are portals in and of themselves. So you can also imagine that an ascension process is you, like, coming into the mouth of a giant dragon and eventually being pushed through the heart womb. Now we're going to be able to access intergalactic beings easier. We're going to be able to download ancient and alien technologies. We're going to be able to have conversations globally. And then the global leaders part comes down to, we can talk to each other all over the world already. There is nobody trusts any government right now. We are in the perfect position to actually start talking to the masses. But we got to get over our own shit, okay? You have to get over yourself, okay? Rip off the Band-Aid. This has nothing to do with you and everything to do with the entire planet, all of the global consciousness, every single being. The liberation of all on Gaia is at stake, and your ego needs to go get a fucking lollipop and calm the fuck down, okay? Let's see what's going on. Yes, I so love you for literally you being you fully. That's the part I drowned in alcohol and I knew that I always knew. Yes, I love you too, Chase. Hi, everyone. Okay. So you have to, yeah. See what I mean? Like, how I could be considered a monster? I want you to think about that. Like, if you ever see me say things monstrous, realize that I'm talking about from the viewpoint of the global tribe. Me talking about how I'm very grateful for the amount of time that my family is going to be able to spend together because of this quarantine sounds monstrous, right? And yet, I created a Facebook group that's helping literally hundreds of people all over the world who have never homeschooled before figure out what they're supposed to be doing over the next few weeks while their kids are home. I've had multiple people sign up for Dragon Invocation so that they can have personalized clearings, healings, activations, because I put it up at a reduced rate, because why the fuck not? I had people joining me one who had never even met me before, like the last week, because they can see me as a lighthouse in this storm, okay? I'm not just like, I feel like there's a lot of, if you imagine the Titanic sinking, but it hadn't sunk so far away from shore. I see all these lights in the water, like, hi, I've got a preserver, I've got a life preserver for you, would you like a life preserver? Come into our boat, there's room for like a few hundred of you, come into my space, I will help you, blah, blah, blah. And there's all these lights, like, in the water still, trying to get traction, and I'm, like, up here on the cliff, totally sturdy. Hi, I am a lighthouse. This is where the shore is. This is where the new world begins. Would y'all like to join me over here? Because you are just floating around in the waves right now, and yeah, maybe you're on a boat while a lot of other people are drowning, but you're still in the fucking water. Okay? You gotta get out of the water and onto shore. Start building this new world. We are here. We are here. We are here. We are here. A person's a person, no matter how small. You guys, I break out. My life is a fucking musical. Yes! Yes! Alva. Yes. Get it. Yeah. Okay, so. I told you guys, my heart is so full right now. I am seriously so grateful for this moment right now where I can finally say, okay, y'all, for 60 years, since 1960s, when you were going to Woodstock, you've been wanting to have a chance to take over the government. You wanted a chance to start doing things yourself. You wanted a chance to do things new. Here you go. Do it. And the rest of y'all are like, uh, I don't know how my government works because I've hated my government for so long that I've literally not participated. I've never gone to a city council meeting. I don't actually know how we vote for governors. Does the Senate still decide the Senate? Like, literally, the amount of questions that I get from people who don't understand their own civic system, just like, really, really, really. And then, well, I wasn't taught it in school. Neither was I, babe. Neither was I. It's almost 4 a.m. and I'm cracking up. Oh, I love you. You are here. Yes, we are here. Um, yeah, I know you weren't taught in school because the government doesn't want you to know how government works because then they can't be in control anymore. Like, I get some news because I realized that for those 2 years that I was doing any coaching and parenting based. So many things that I teach, I'm just like, okay, well, my 11-year-old knows that, so like, I don't know. Let's learn that. Like, I'll help you learn it, but I get a lot of excuses from grown ass people about shit that they can handle themselves because they're just like, oh, I can't. I'm allowed to go to a city council meeting. Wait, they have. Wait, hold on. I can run for school board without being a teacher. Did you know that like more than 95% of school boards around America don't have a single educator on their board? Like, they're real estate agents who eventually want to be senators. No, Marina, it's you. Your sound is going wacky. My sound fine. Okay, we're good. Sweet. So, yeah, ravers, hippies, revolutionaries, you have been waiting. That's what this whole live stream is about, okay? You have been waiting. So what are you going to do? You've been waiting. What are you going to do about it? What are your actual action steps? Well, I can tell you your first action step is going to get your ass into the Fearless Auditor group, okay? Move it over to Patreon. I'm literally not convinced that Facebook isn't going to crash any day now. So the membership group is going to be moved. It's a one-time, lifetime membership. You pay $70 US, $69 US one time. You have lifetime access to the group. 5-day masterclass that I did a couple of weeks ago. Weekly live trainings. I do dragon invocations in there on a regular basis that aren't a part of the live trainings. There's a special one-on-one deal that's literally a quarter of what I charge for anyone outside of the public for in that group. Because my mission in life is to be leader of the free world. You see this? I am the leader of the free world. So let me lead you. You want to be a leader too? Come together right now over me, right? It's time to come together. You guys, I was listening to Strawberry Fields earlier, and I'm just like, yep, that's where we're at. Strawberry Fields forever. If you put in work, you've put in so much work, clearing, healing, dealing with your trauma, dealing with your shame, and most of you are walking around and you started your journey with a giant fucking backpack filled with rocks of your shame and your trauma and your shit. And for the most part, you feel really good. But if you like stick your hands in your pocket, there's still some rocks in there. Okay, you might not be carrying the big old bag, but if you really were like to stand there and be still during this time where we're kind of being forced to be still, you're going to feel those rocks. You're going to feel where you're allowing yourself to be weighed down. And where you're allowing yourself to be weighed down is the fact that you have labeled yourself as a hippie. And hippies aren't allowed to be the government. Where these words, these terms are made to separate us, to us feel like we don't have. Again, Avicii, there's a literal song someone else made about Avicii was, in my opinion, the best EDM producer of our generation who ended up committing suicide because he didn't know how to handle the stardom and the fame. There's a song that says, I took a pill and I beat a to show Avicii I was cool. I took a pill in Ibiza to show Avicii I was cool. And when I finally got sober, I was 7 years older, but it was something to do. That shit gives ravers a bad name. The Avicii documentary, there's like multiple places where he talks like, I'm not responsible for the person's death who OD'd at my show, but my name is all over the news associated with her dying. Because all her parents knew was that she was going to LA to go see Avicii. Like, that's the type of responsibility that you're taking on, and that's the real fear, guys. Your fear isn't the assassination. Okay, some of it is, but a little bit. Those cop-out fears. Oh, I was burned. Oh, he's assassinated. Oh, what's gonna happen to my family? Oh, because they're gonna get kidnapped. Like they're real fears, but they're actually still surface fears of leadership. The real fear of leadership is the Stan Lee quote from Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. What if you do something that obliterates the whole planet? That's the real question that each one of you who are claiming you want to step up and be leaders of this new world have to really look at. It's the fear that the actual current leaders of our world are not addressing. They are so racked with shame and guilt and anger and anxiety within themselves because they were given by the World Health Organization the tools to make this not a pandemic, and they ignored it because the World Health Organization has no actual power. The UN came on and backed the World Health Organization, said, guys, we should do this, but the UN has no power. There's a movie called You and Me. It's older now, like probably 10 years old at this point, but it shows you how the UN has no power. We are a global society. I am speaking to someone where it is 4 a.m. on her time right now. It is 10:50 a.m. the previous where I am. Why do we have borders? Why do we have countries that try to stay separate? Why do we have war, trade wars? It's all fucking bull. Half the stuff in your house was made in China. Like, we know this. We know this. The people in the grocery store that don't read tarot or work with shape geometry or know about chakras know this. But no one on the news is saying it. No one on the news is brave enough because of all of the scared people. Oh, you're a global, oh, rah, 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 and all the nationalists and blah, 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 blah. Because they are the ones who are loud. Those of us who have common sense, those of us who agree, there's like 80% of the world that fucking agrees on 90% of what's going on. That have like a pretty general thing that we can do. There's 10% on this side and 10% on this side, and the ones that are fucking here, and I want to know where the rest of you are. Not on Facebook. Why are you not in the news? Why are you not contacting journals? Why are you not English? Why are you not writing your books that you keep saying that you're going to write? Why is your album not finished? Stop talking, start doing. I created a group. I have 4 programs that downloaded. I pretty much have the rest of my business. Everything that I'm going to do has downloaded for me and is now being conceptualized into the physical realm in the last 48 hours alone. Because I know that I can't collapse. I know that you need me to show up every day. I know that I don't get to be invisible again. I know in my fucking bones that the leaders of the free world need a leader right now who's going to show up, step up, put you through the rigorous fucking training camp that you really need, and then send you all to do the amazing work that you can visualize, but you have no idea how you're going to get there. That is the main issue with every post that I'm reading right now from people who are claiming to be leaders of light consciousness. You're not doing shit. Even my group, okay, I'm telling you to join my group. It's really not like that's me telling you to come join me. I am giving everybody in their homework assignments. Those of you who are already in there, trust and believe y'all, you're about to get a giant boost this week. because I realized how much I wasn't showing up in that group, and now it's my only focus. My only focus is to bring more leaders into actual leadership and not just comfortable leadership, because leadership isn't fucking comfortable. It's scary as hell, and also the most fulfilling, exciting, blissful work I have ever done in my life. And leadership in my house is the same as leadership with my clients, is the same as leadership when I go into the community. It is the reason why I will be the president of the United States in 2024 if the United States still exists. And if it doesn't, then I will be on the high council of those who are helping to create the actual new world order, not the bullshit one you keep hearing about. The one that is built on peace, that is built on love, that is built on unity, that is built on respect, that is built for the liberation of all beings on this planet so that we can ascend, like Karnak, into a higher dimension and be reconnected to the intergalactic species that, like, we are a part of an entire fucking universe, and it's time for us to stop being isolationist ass. Okay, breathe. Hallelujah. Go, girl. Okay. Oh, sorry, I get soapboxy for a second. It just, the fire. Remember? Thor, god of lightning. You guys always see me post a dragon, like a flame, a dragon, and a heart, and a lightning. Him. Been working with him probably my whole life. I have a dragon statue. I don't know where it is. Looks just like with a earth dragon kind of in there too. Earth dragons are the ones that are doing the ley line clearing. So you can get your car and just start driving and like invoke an earth dragon, and it'll just drive underneath your car and it'll clear the ley lines underneath you. Woo! Feeling you too, Marina. Also, can we talk a second? This thing on my head. The fucking scratch. It's not a scratch though. It's a series of bumps that show up on my head like last night. It is freaking out, like zingy. Breathe. I'm breathing. I love breathing. Yeah, I like the dragon invocation. Do you know the difference between like it's so good, wrathful? Let's talk about that for a second. Tough mother loving. That is what my whole empire is built off of. Tough mother loving. Because there are plenty of people out there that'll hold you and cuddle you and keep you safe and warm. And I will hold you and cuddle and keep you safe and warm. And then I will send your ass back out to work. You got work to do. Okay? I'm not wearing a robe today. It's an actual dress. A real dress. To be back. My robe last was right. I love that. I like that I always show you guys my outfits too. Yes, this is a dress. What was I going to say? Oh, wrathful. So Green Tara is also someone I work with a whole lot. She is the star. Her name Tara means is the root syllable is tree and also star. So she is the mentor, the goddess, the deity you work when you're trying to really, when my clients and I are really trying to form that cohesive Merkaba, because she is the tree of life that reaches up and touches every star. And she's also the star that crosses over and becomes the tree of life. So she is, Green Tara, is the emanation of a blissfully joyful, wrathful mother. Okay, Mother Earth. So think about Mother Earth. She gets wrathful, right? Right now, we could even say that COVID-19 is that, because bacteria and viruses come from 2D just like Earth, like plants, the flatness, right? The only way that we can really, like, bacteria doesn't really have depth to it. It's very flat. Or the rainforests, hurricanes, flooding, all of that you could say is Mother Earth showing her wrathful side, right? A wrathful Dakini in the in the Tibetan Buddhist traditions, a wrathful Dakini comes like a stroke of lightning, right? Like getting struck by lightning, some people die from that. I mean, if you're Martha Stewart, you live. 3 times she's been struck by lightning. Did you know that? But sorry, I digress. You get struck by lightning as like a, hey, wake up, bitch. Wake up. You need to pay attention. What's going on? That wrathful Dakini, that fire you feel from me when I get up on my soapbox for a second, it's not really that I need to breathe and come back down. It's that you guys need to come up to where I'm energetic. That's why I tell you after Dragon Invocation not to ground, because your normal state is actually a higher vibrating level than you've been trained to think it is. But then a joyful, blissful Dakini is one that lights up an area, like shows you the path, has a more smooth, blissful sort of nature, but is still there to awaken you to some sort of transformation. Dakinis are energy, they're the muses essentially. So you can have a wrathful muse, you can have a muse that's like, write your fucking album. God damn it, write your album, and just keeps blowing up everything else that you keep doing that has nothing to do with your album. She just keeps like zap, 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 zap. No, write your album, write your album, write your album, right? Or you can have a blissful, joyful Dakini that's just like, okay, baby, you want to create all this stuff? Great. Do all of that, and when you're ready, your album's over here, and I'm just going to keep playing the music, and hopefully you eventually come. You're still going to eventually write the album. It's just what is most important often comes out. The wrathful Dakinis come out as that fast, like you need to do this now, versus joyful ones, they're the ones that kind of tell you you're already on the right path, if that helps. Yeah, that's like the better way of, like, you're walking down your path and you're going. Joyful Dakini energy is like, follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road. And wrathful Dakini energy is all like, zing, the yellow road is broken, you actually need to take the red brick road. And you start going off in a different direction. Okay. Let's do a dragon invocation. For those of you who've never experienced this before, just real quick, they are clearing, healing, and activation all rolled up in one. Vocal tone and a channel dragon tone. So it will not be comprehensive. English, or Spanish, or French. Have to tell me that words come through that are of language. I am letting you know that I am not purposefully doing that. My conscious brain shuts off. My channel opens. I channel what's necessary. And today what's necessary is these guys. So we have this safe. We're safe. We are we are safe. We are safe. We are safe. We are here and we are safe. We are here and we are safe in this rapid time of transformation. And what we're doing is we are collecting our soul knowledge, remembering from all of our different lifetimes, all of the magic that we already have, remembering that we are a dragon, remembering that we are a god, remembering that we chose to incarnate here in duality, remembering that we are magic, remembering that we are the philosopher's stone, remembering that we are magicians, we are alchemists, that sometimes you just need a master alchemist to teach you that you're an alchemist. Doesn't mean you're not also eventually going to be a master alchemist. And finally, all of that is because we're in the middle of this. Our planet Gaia is finally going to follow its footsteps, her twin sister, and ascend, and we start being known as the Earth beings that go to other planets. You know what I mean? That's what's about it. When you ascend, you then be like, people are connecting right now to the incarnation. Imagine you are being called by someone in another planet, and you're this where we're going, and it's fun, awesome. Okay, so let's do this invocation. Right. Okay. So, for those of you who have activated your dragon light body before, feel free to step into your dragon body. Those of you who this is brand new, let's just start with a tail, shall we? And wings. Okay, some of you just want your wings right away, so go ahead and pop those out. The rest of you, just work on your tail, growing that coccyx, growing that channel down, and you can either allow your tail to like flop next to you on the ground, or connect it all the way down into Gaia for grounding, if you are someone who still really connects, needing grounding when you go into higher dimensions. Working with dragon language, we immediately jump into 7th dimension because that's where the dragons are most prevalent right now. But everyone on Earth, ever since Christmas, has been able to get to 13th dimension if they want to open that far. And obviously, there's there's many of you who are going past that. Feel free to do that as well. This is going to be a 7th dimensional activation though, because there's a whole lot of brand new people in here who have never experienced a dragon invocation. And I want you all to be able to really feel the potency and power of what it's like to live in 7th dimensional frequency while still being able to incarnate and live your life here on Earth. So essentially, we're going to be opening the fuck out of your crown chakra and cleaning, activating all of those codes, your psychic abilities, like the dragons from Neptune, like that's coming in so strong. You need to trust your own psychic ability. You need to trust your own intuition more. Every single person on this call needs to stop saying that they teach people to trust their intuition without following and trusting their own, because that's hypocritical, and we're not hypocrites. We are fearlessly authentic. Okay. Airinga boy ari angari angayala hangiram bungori ambe ari ambiam ambengara biori ambiam bataya ogambaro biori ambapaya. Weep, 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 weep. Hangiri ambambay ambamamani mambara As always, do not ground. Okay, this vibration you are feeling, the lights you are seeing, all of this is your homeostasis, and your calling, your job today is to bring your physical body up, not to ground these energies down. Okay, we need to stop thinking about the universe collapsing into us and start imagining ourselves expanding out into the universe. Okay, I did it. Instagram, I'm going to say goodbye to you because you're literally about to pop off in like 3 minutes anyway. So I love you. Feel free to message me if you have any questions. Facebook, let me know if you have any questions as well. I'll stay on for just a second for you because you're literally not like turning off on me. Bye, Instagram. Okay, does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns? Oh, I just want to take this thing down. No? Okay, cool. Well, I love you all. Thanks so much for joining us. Us all. I'm going to leave the link here really quick for the Fearlessly Authentic group because I want you all to join us. It's It's $69 for life. The trainings in there are amazing. I have guest speakers that I'm lining up right now. It's amazing, and it's only $69 US. It's worth it, honestly. The masterclass I did, I would probably normally charge like $3,000 for that sort of masterclass. And again, there's a one-on-one working opportunity in there for a quarter of what I charge people who are not in that group, because my sole focus right now is in activating more leaders to be able to take actions and not just, we're activating the walk the talk in there. Okay, when you become a dragon leader, you know how to walk your talk instead of what's happening with people which walking their talk. Walking their talk, but not walking their talk. Right? How do I connect? Right here. I'm leaving the link right there. It should be populating. And then also for you guys, I'm also doing right now, if you enjoyed these invocations, this invocation that I did, I offer these in private sessions as well, and they are they're just awesome to do when you're working to clear through your own stuff. Normally they're $147, but I am leaving them at only $100 kind of indefinitely until at least the quarantine is over, because I know that so many people are gonna, maybe you're fine today, but like in another week, you're like, oh my gosh, there is some stuff clearing, it needs to get out of my body. This link right here that I'm about to share is going to give you $47 off if you use this link. If you try to just go on my website, it's not there. Okay. So here's this as well. This is you would get a reading. It's very much what we just did today, but it would be for you. It's bespoke, it's custom made, it's tailor made. Whatever you feel you are actually, like, lots of people, they're like, I need some deep work, like, but hard and heavy deep work. We'll do that. Other people use it as an introductory offer. I'm working into like maybe offering these just as like one-off sessions, like tune-up sort of sessions. I'm not exactly sure yet, but for now, that link is going to be up until the day that the dragons come to me and say, okay, we're going to go back to the other price. And maybe that never happens, but for now, that's the link you're going to want to use for that. Thank you, Chase. It was so good to connect with you. I hope that if you're going to bed, that you sleep well, and if you're just waking up, that you have a great day. Hey, everyone that joined, Marlon, Stevie, lot of people. So I love you all. Thanks so much. Every week I am here doing this live stream. I usually try to announce on Thursday or Friday what time it's going to be. Saturday I sort of push it more. These all get uploaded to my YouTube channel as well. So if you want to like binge watch all of the Sunday morning coffees with Caryn, you can do that. Dragon Invocations, I'm going to be creating a channel for that as well with all this downtime that I have. Moving any of my lives that I've done here over to a different YouTube channel that just has all of the dragon invocations in a row. The Fearlessly Authentic Leadership, that's in Facebook right now, the group is, but it's being transferred over to Patreon, because again, I'm still not convinced that Facebook isn't going to collapse. I don't want it to, but I need to, right? Be safe. Be safe, be prepared. That's something that a lot of light workers like, oh yeah, I want to make 50 grand. But I don't have a business license and I don't have a bank account. So it's really hard for the universe to send you 50 grand. All that stuff, we talk about all of it. We talk about every level in that group. So I hope that a lot of you who are here today joining in that group is amazing. Our weekly trainings are amazing. Like I said, we did our training last Monday, and then this Friday I jumped in there and did another mini training in Dragon Invocation. It's my heart and soul right now is getting leaders to really actually step up and act as leaders. Yeah. Yes, I'm in New Australia. That's awesome. And Tia, you're here right as I log off, babe. Watch it. It was amazing. It's for you, for sure. Okay, I love you all. I'm going to go hang out with my family, and I'll see you soon.